Okay.
I want to know, can I bring that?
Of course you can.
This?
Email
How
me.
do I do it?
Just email me the language. We'll do a community impact statement. We'll have the council take a position on it, and then you can go with it.
Okay, great.
If you can send me like 4 or 5 sentences, just like language you want us to debate and approve, that would be perfect. 4 or 5 sentences. You'll remember.
Just 4 or 5 sentences. I don't
That's
need
fine.
to give you the whole thing.
No, just 4 or 5 sentences. I'll bring it before the council next month.
Okay, what, second, do I need to come and speak?
No, you can if you want.
I would.
Just email me and we'll get you. We'll get it going.
Okay, thanks.
You're
My name's
welcome.
Lisa Cassidy.
All right, Lisa. I'll look for the email. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're good.
We have a quorum?
We do have a quorum, Jerry. You're not going anywhere. I'm watching you, Jerry. Thank you, sir. All right, rock and roll here. We're going back into session. All right, Secretary's report. January minutes. We didn't take the vote on January, so I make a motion we approve the January minutes.
Seconded.
I call for a vote. Yes.
Yes.
We do. Jerry's floating around. We have a quorum.
Where are all the council members?
They're all, Maria.
We're voting on January minutes. Okay, very good. Maria votes no. Jerry Martin votes yes.
Yes.
Paul he's a sick kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mr. Lingo.
Mr. Lynn should be floating around. De La Cuesta, yes or no on January
Mr. Lynn's
minutes?
here. Mr. Lynn just walked in.
Carino, yes or no on January minutes? There he is. Yes or no on January minutes? Q. He votes yes.
Jeffrey, yes.
Kathleen's gone.
January minutes. Yes. Yes, okay. He has a sick wife.
Yes. Stacy's floating around somewhere.
Is she here?
There she is.
Okay.
All right, January minutes are approved. Let's just go down the list and see how fast we can do this. Let's try to set a new record. 8B 7337 Hazeltine Avenue. Request a letter of support. I believe this came out of the Planning Commission just fine. I also believe that this is the one that Carino is recusing himself for the vote. Okay, Howard, this came out of the Plum Committee, no problem?
You'll have to ask Mr. Martin.
Mr. Martin. Okay. All right, I make a motion that we support giving Regina Minor the letter of support for the changing of the zoning. Do I have a second?
Second.
With that, I call for the vote. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How about Jeanette? Hop.
Mr. Luna? Mr. Ravi is not here. Ms. Raines? Abstain. Mr. Ravi? Yes.
You never asked.
Jeanette. Jeanette Hop is here.
Very good. Motion passes. Up next, 7755 Sepulveda Boulevard. Request a permit of sale for on-site consumption of alcohol and dining. Request a permit of sale for on-site consumption in conjunction with an existing restaurant. I believe this is just a beer and wine permit, is it not?
Correct.
Yeah.
And this got out of the Planning and Land Use Committee just fine?
Yes.
All right, so with that, I make a motion we adopt 8C as is.
Oh, let's get Mr.
Carino?
Carino. Carino?
When he recuses himself, he really recuses himself.
What happened to all the people?
He's in North Hollywood
What
somewhere.
happened to all the people?
I don't know. I thought they were here for the treasurer's report. Where did they all go, Jeanette? All right, well, we can vote without Carino on this. All right, so I make a motion we adopt 8C as is. Do I have a second?
Second.
With that, I call for the vote. Mr. Secretary, yes. Do we have any public comments on 8C? Any discussion and debate on 8C?
Yeah, I think we have too many liquor stores and too many liquor licenses in that area. And I don't think we need another one. Especially when it's not a night restaurant, it's during the day. So workers gonna come over there for lunch, have a couple of beers, and then go work or drive. I think I support this.
Councilwoman Skelton.
Yes. Small restaurant.
I just want to say on my vote, and the reason why is because I know y'all said at CBS we had way too many alcohol places around in the area. So, just on that, then my vote will be a no, because we're definitely going to get no more alcohol because of what's going on in the community.
Fair enough. Any other discussion and debate on 8C?
No.
Yes, Maria.
What? What is it?
7755
It's
Sepulveda
across
Boulevard.
from Western Bagel. Okay. Yeah.
Duly noted. Of course, Donna.
Okay, that's your opinion. Okay.
Mr. President, it's a restaurant, we heard the same things about, rest of the mountains, that it was going to hire the prime area, we're gonna have all these problems, nothing's ever happened with it. Also, the, Salvadorian restaurant, oh my God, it was a fall road, it collapsed, nothing happened, it's keeping that area alive. So I think the little restaurant that is gonna have to keep it alive. If it was a liquor store, no, but this is a restaurant. Just a restaurant, people, better than people can drink there than maybe
Yeah. Okay, let's go for the vote. Let's see where it goes.
All right, I make a motion we adopt 8C as is. Do I have a second?
Second.
With that, I call for the vote, Mr. Secretary. Yes. Yes. The beer and wine permit for 7755 Sepulveda.
I would assume that Regina needs to address that matter, how much are they serving?
Did you want to table this and bring it back next week, next month?
She says she doesn't mind bringing it to a plum, and we could go through that.
Do we have an
What's Regina got to do
objection?
with it?
Do we have an objection to that?
I
Are we talking about the same thing? Are we talking about the little restaurant on Sepulveda
Yes.
Boulevard across from Western Bagel?
yeah,
Who's Regina?
she's
Regina Minor.
she's the rep for the restaurant.
Oh.
Yeah, she's the one who brought it to the neighborhood council.
All right, I'm happy to table it if it pleases the council. Do we have any problem with that?
No?
Very good. Tabled, we'll refer back to Carino's Plum Committee and then vote on it next month. 8D, the neighborhood action on the request for a community impact statement for restrictive parking along Cedro Street. Carino, this has been your baby. Can we get an update on this?
Oh, for Cedar Street?
Yes, please.
I've been communicating with the residents of Cedar Street, and I'm surprised they're not here because they know about it. But I think the language needs. I haven't received anything from them as far as any changes in their part.
Did they give you language?
I gave them the first draft, and I told them, "Is there anything that you need to add or anything? Let me know so we could adjust it." And it just I don't know if they forgot about it.
So what should we do? Should we want to table it till next month?
We should send them another email. Send them another email.
Yeah, I'll send them an email and just
then
let them know
let's
that
get the language on the agenda for next month and vote on the language.
and make sure that they're
Involved in the process.
yeah.
Good man. All right, tabled 8D. 8E, discussion and debate on partnering with North Hollywood West Neighborhood Council on painting and maintaining the Woodman walls. Radomir, can you brief us on this a little bit? Stacy and I brought this before the executive committee, and they wanted more information on this.
Yeah, it's a vision that we have between us, you, and
Panorama.
City North Neighborhood Council to beautify the Woodman walls, which are where Sherman Way and Sanacoy, where the railroad underpass is, and the idea is to energize the base and to electrify the stakeholders and to build a bridge between us and the stakeholders, and also to sort of build a bond between the three neighborhood councils that are working together that belong, that kind of sort of harbor on each other in that area. And we have in North Hollywood West, we have a grant a matching grant from Paul Kokorian that will give us, we'll match whatever we come up with, and we're thinking, suggesting maybe $3,000 or $4,000, so he would match that. So I don't know what you want to give, what your neighborhood council wants to offer or give, but kind of where we're at right now. Stacy and George were so kind to come to our meeting last month, and we got a lot done because we brought a broad base together, people that are involved in that, including people from Panorama City, from Kaiser Permanente, from North Hollywood West, from Van Nuys, and Lori Martinez's office. So it's something that I think we should really work on hard together to help people see that we care about the neighborhoods, that we care about beautifying something that's an eyesore, something that's really ugly, something that needs to be fixed and beautified, and something that can be turned into a mural on the side of it, and something that can really be an example of people working together in a productive way to make life and to make the environment more beautiful.
Fair enough. Do we have any
So how
discussion and debate on
How
this?
much is this project going to cost? Do you
Altogether,
have an idea?
Altogether, yeah, I'd say about 12,000.
12,000. So you are allocating 4,000.
Right,
Kokorian is going to match 4,000, 8,000.
right.
And how about Panorama City?
I think they're gonna spend about 2.
So that's 10,000.
Yeah,
So you're looking for another 2,000.
something like that, yeah.
Carino, then Daniel.
What does the money entail? Like, what items that are being spent? I guess one is repairs, the other one's the mural, and the other one's, I don't know, something else.
12,000 is not for the mural, it's just right now for the beautifying of it, is for the painting and the plastering of it. The mural will be more. You have to get artists for that.
This is the beginning of the end.
That would be a lot more
What other money? Forget it.
But this is just right now, the 12,000 for the basic plastering and the painting
One of the
of
city
it
would
and
do it.
beautifying of it.
When you made plastering, you mean like stucco on top of concrete?
Yeah, I'm not really that familiar with all the details because I'm not a
Who owns it?
contractor.
Huh?
But yeah,
So let the city take care of it.
We are the city.
No.
We are the world.
We are exactly
We are the
1
children.
millimeter of the city with $37,000. Okay?
Any else, Daniel?
So usually when I make a big purchase, I usually check my own bank account first. I don't know if we've gotten into the new, are we on the fiscal year the same as calendar year?
We're between 21 and 28,000 that we're sitting on.
No, we're not.
No, what are we sitting on?
No way,
We're
no
sitting
way.
on 16,000.
16.
Yeah, and then we have to get LAPD about $4,000 or $5,000.
We have $16,000, approximately, we have $18,000 approximately when you put together our checking account and the funds that we have left over. At this point in time, we have an outstanding bill for about $8,500 for the banners that still hasn't
Out of
been
the
paid.
18,000?
Out of the 18,000, which would bring
Forget
us
it.
down to a little under $10,000.
And then LAPD.
So let me ask so just so I can clarify. So if we have, let's say, $10,000, what time frame is that talking about? Do we have to spread that out?
Closes June 30th.
Okay, so we have 10,000, notwithstanding this, so we have 10,000 till June, till the end of
To
June.
spend.
To spend.
Is there anything coming up in the future that we're thinking about that
Well,
we need to consider?
Constantly people asking for, 501c3s.
There was
asking
LAPD,
for
there was,
funds.
we told them we're
Got
gonna
it,
give money
okay.
for the $5,000, remember?
So I mean, that's
we don't
3 or
have
4
enough.
months from now?
Mhm.
Okay, got it, thank
Actually,
you.
the books close on May 30th.
George,
Got it, okay, thank you.
Penelope.
Ms. Meyer.
there's always that component where you have to do maintenance on those because they get graffitied, they get weathered, and you have to budget in maintenance on all of those mural projects.
Yeah, but you can get people together and you can maintain it, like get people together for a
Can
full
maintain the
weekend
island
or for
over
a
here
day
on,
and
Van Ness
do it
Boulevard.
on their own.
But who's
We did
doing
there.
the mural? That's the deal, because
Well,
usually,
we have Northeast Valley Graffiti Busters, and we have Sun Valley Graffiti Busters that have been giving us the quote of, it was 10,800 actually altogether, 10,800 was the quote.
It's Nuys,
for
this
Paul
one.
Kokori.
maintenance,
For the
Aquarium?
Yeah.
plastering and
Have to
for
take care of
the
it.
beautifying
This
and the painting of it, not the mural.
I think we probably need to get this back and discuss it in committee.
I
or-
don't think we have enough funds. I don't think this is a priority. I
Well,
think
you
the city should take care of it.
The city's not gonna do that, that's not what they're there for.
So let them deal it to the neighborhood council and we'll take care of it.
Maria has a question.
Ms. Schertzer.
Yes, I just want to understand, is this infrastructure repair and maintenance just for the west wall or also for the east?
No, for both.
For both walls, so infrastructure repair and maintenance of the east and west walls?
We don't know them no wall.
Yeah.
Tell the city to deed the wall to us and we'll take care of it.
Part of the, I believe it's a whole city department
Of course.
dedicated to these kinds of
No, this has gone back and forth, every one person takes interest, and the second person takes interest, the third person takes interest, and nobody wants to take interest, nobody wants to lead the way, nobody wants to say, we're in charge, we wanna do it, and everybody wants to pass it off to somebody else. So someone needs to stand up and say,
City
yeah,
council.
we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it now.
That's why he's
We're not
in
doing
office.
that.
He's
Right
running
now,
for
well,
re-election.
actually, we are trying to do that right now with us, the neighbor, and Van Nuys, and Panorama City. So that's why I'm here, because this, we put off way too much on other people to do it, and we gotta do it ourselves.
We have so much to wanna do in Van Nuys that we didn't do. How about the island of?
Well, that's part of Van Nuys.
It is. It's in our district.
Go to Van Nuys.
It's in our district. Any other discussion and debate on this? Karina?
I admire your tenacity as trying to fix that area because it's sort of like no man's land as far as,
It's an eyesore, it's a blight, exactly.
well, yeah, but
Railroad tracks running through there.
But the concern I have is sort of the cost for repairs and not for the mural itself. So that's going to be an added more cost after the 10,000 that you initially.
Yeah,
all
the
the
mural
stuff
would be an
over
added
here,
cost.
right?
If you decide
Right here
to
on Van
have
Nuys
it,
Boulevard.
but I think that
Wanna
the key
beautify
is
it.
to start off with
$2,000.
plastering it and painting it and doing that, and then deciding what artist we're gonna get. We might get an artist, as George mentioned, at the
I'm a
North
no vote.
Hollywood meeting from some school or something to paint it. That'd be cheaper, I believe. So, but first, we need to get to the basics, and that's the plastering of it and the painting of it, and that's what we need to start with. Then worry about the mural.
Hmm.
Because it really is an eyesore as it is, it's a health issue as well.
Yeah.
It's a big health issue with the pigeon droppings up at the top, and, people can't put drive their strollers through there.
Uh-huh.
It's very difficult to, walk through there.
Is it, I mean, I'm trying to remember, because I live in that area, like right on Woodman and Van Owen. And is there sufficient light along that area as far as safety concerns?
Well, I'm not sure at night there's.
Yeah, because I would think safety is more as
It's health and a safety issue, so we're talking about something that's a health issue, a safety issue, and a beautification issue, so I think you're not gonna three birds off with one stone.
Robert, let me ask a quick question.
Yeah.
I know that it came up about something about ivy, some graffiti-proof ivy, or something like that, that could be put on that
Are you
wall.
talking about like a wall
Stacy
cover?
can speak to that. It's like a special paint that they use where they paint it to make it look like ivy, and it's graffiti resistant or something.
Special ivy that they use, not paint, but special ivy so that
It's
uh,
ornamental
it's, yeah,
fig.
resistant to graffiti.
And the
And
weather.
it's like a decoration, so it's not like a real plant, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. How much extra would that cost?
That I really, to be honest with you, I really don't know.
This is just the beginning, Howard.
No, I know, but if you
This is
put
the
ivy,
beginning.
there's no mural.
We're gonna paint, we're
and-
gonna
and there's
fix, and then
really-
we're gonna
And
have
now
to
Ivy's not in
plant,
the picture right now.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
George,
Yes.
maybe we should get some maybe quotes. Yeah.
We got quotes, we got a $10,800 quote from the Sun Valley Graffiti Busters. Northeast Valley Graffiti Busters gave me a quote of $12,000. Actually, they're both about the same range, 10 to 12,000 they both told me.
Mhm.
So, that's the quote, between 10 and 12,000. You're probably not gonna get anybody else to do that. And they said it could be done in 3 days, Northeast Valley Graffiti, or Sun Valley Graffiti Busters. That's what the guy said at the meeting, at our meeting last month, it could be done within 3 days, so.
I got a, so you.
And then Maria after Daniel. Daniel,
You said you had a quote for about 10,000?
it's 10-8.
12. I had a quote from Sun Valley Graffiti Busters for 10,800. Northeast Valley
Oh,
Graffiti.
So hold on, so you already have 10,000 now, right?
Sorry.
Probably.
You already have 10,000 between yourself, I think, Recording's office.
Yes.
So why don't we give you 800 and go with the 10,800?
Look, in order for this project to be pulled off, there has to be a partnership with the neighborhood councils. That's why we're trying to work together on this.
And the
Well, I
council
think we
itself.
need to sit down and talk about it more.
How fast do we have to act on this?
Can't make a decision.
As soon as possible, I'd say.
Can we put this through our planning committee and then vote on it next month? Is that too?
We're voting on it, at the end of the 25th of this month, so.
I mean, we can get you a vote at the March council meeting. They just want to, sift through it. Like, I mean, yeah, my guess would be you have mine and Stacy's vote, but we went to your council meeting. We heard all the arguments. All the council members want to comb through it. You know what I mean? They didn't hear the presentation by Krikorian's office, all the stuff that Stacy and I did. So would you mind if we tabled it? We brought you guys before Carino's plum
We got a
committee.
full vote next week.
Or we could bring it. We could bring it to the executive committee and discuss
I
it.
don't mind bringing it. It's just that
I mean,
it's going to be a long.
Well, can I throw out an idea?
Yes,
Is there a number that people would be happy with instead of 2,000?
1,500, because then Krikorian's office matches the 1,500, and we fulfill our obligation for
I
3,000.
could live with 1,500.
Yeah, I'm supporting 1,500.
I could live with 1,500.
I'm happy with that.
Could we as a council live with 1,500
No,
to build, a friend over in North Hollywood?
a friend, yes, I'll take him to lunch for $1.50, not 1,500.
Costs a lot more than $1.50 for lunch.
Okay, I'll take $10, take him to lunch, $10.
Well, we can we can either table
can't,
this, or
George,
we
we
can
don't
let
have the money.
your opinion.
We don't have the money, you can have
Huh?
the votes, you don't have the votes.
Do you guys mind if we vote on it?
Let's vote on it.
All right, so I make a motion that we adopt the language in 8E as is and vote on the 1,500. Yes.
Wait, Maria
Oh,
has
yes,
something to
Maria.
say.
They're the cheapest one, right?
Yes.
No, the cheap-
They're at 10-8.
Unless me and Howard gonna do the job, it's gonna be cheaper.
Italian filibusters are overbooked, that's what they told me, they got
Oh.
too many jobs.
I would say, council members, let your opinion be reflected in your vote. Mr. Hendry, did you have anything? All right, so I make a motion. We had,
I just would add, terribly far from the core of Van Nuys, not Van Nuys.
I just would think there'd be better things to spend it on, I'm not knocking the idea that it's good for your neighborhood.
No, it's good for all three neighborhoods.
Yes.
It's a part of all three neighborhoods, it's not just our neighborhood.
It's kind of peripheral to us, but,
But it is part of Van Nuys.
Okay, call for the vote and then see what, I don't think you have enough.
I make a motion that we adopt 80 as is and vote on the $1,500.
seconded.
All right, with that, I call for the vote, Mr. Secretary.
President Tone,
Yes.
Vice President,
No.
Secretary Tinsley. No. Ms. Hawk? Okay, Ms. Savard?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Meyer?
No.
Okay, Mr. Lozerowitz?
No.
Okay, Mr. Martin?
I want to see it first.
That's a no. Okay, Ms. Skelton?
Yes.
That's a yes. Mr. Nunn?
Not here.
Not here, okay. Mr. De La Cuesta?
Yes.
That's a yes. Ms. Madden is no longer there, okay. Mr. Lynn? No. Mr. Luna?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Ms. Raines?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Okay, it's
You squeaked it through, Radomir.
I'm not trying to squeak anything through.
Well, we don't mess around on this council. We look at everything. All right, so give me the paperwork. Let me know what you need from us, and very good.
After, the 25th, after we vote.
Perfect.
You got it.
Good work. Thank you, Mr. President. Yes. All right, we'll just start checking these off, going down the list. 8F, the VNNC to consider seeking out a sister city in Holland to highlight the history of Van Nuys. The VNNC would partner with the city government of this city and possibly plan a trip, etc. The sister city being proposed is the city of Van Nuys in the Netherlands. And given the population of it, the cost would be $150.
That's
Do we have any discussion and debate on the sister city of Van Nuys? Mr. Henry?
I tried looking for this place on my laptop. I couldn't find it. Did we postpone it, provide an app?
Well, the city's not going to move in the next month, so it
Already
is.
moved.
It is 2 hours northeast of Amsterdam. It is a small village
It's
that
not a city.
Isaac Newton Van Nuys' family originally came from. I can show you exactly where it is on the map. I'll email you a link.
Well, that would have to come before my vote. After this.
Okay, well, I
I
mean,
looked at the computer. I spent about 40 minutes looking for it. I found some.
It's a little
strange
dot.
map.
It's a little dot.
it's
You won't find much.
it's spelled Nuis, so it's the village of Van Nuys. Van in Dutch meaning from, so it might just be village of Nuys.
Is this the Van Nuys de Burg or something, or Glasgow I saw? See, this is what the specificity question comes to.
Maria. I don't think it passed.
I don't think we ever voted on it.
We can go back and check the vote. I'm happy to table this till next month. We've been arguing about this for years, so Do we have a problem with that? I think I've.
Further add to the discussion, I believe Isaac Newton Van Nuys, his family came from New York.
You answered, yeah?
So
Yes,
from,
that is true.
From
You answered.
Van Nuys, he went to New York. From New York, he came to Van Nuys.
That's true.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, we'll table this and we'll look into that.
And I believe that this is a very foolish and frivolous endeavor that will again benefit and really reflect poorly on the community of Van Nuys. And I would hope that the majority of the board would come to their senses and give up this.
So what's the problem? Do we have a problem with the little village, with the city, with the place? Should we pick up another place that everybody is happy with?
Focus on Van Nuys and its closest neighbors and build harmonious relationships with them. And
We're building a harmonious relationship with North Hollywood
How about
West.
Panorama City?
rather than scheduling or planning trips to Holland
We just gave 1,500.
Oh, that'd be nice. Why not?
on your neighbors.
Well, I think we're doing a pretty good job focusing on the issues before Van Nuys. So thank you, Maria, on that. I appreciate your opinion. What we will do.
I believe it's quite valid and reflects the opinion of the majority of Van Nuys, of residents here.
Okay, so you're speaking on behalf of the 150,000 people in Van
Well,
Nuys.
we vote of the people in this.
Your lordship,
Yes, you're right. I do a terrible
Yes,
job
Donna.
as council
Donna
president.
has something to
Thank
say,
you.
yes.
Yes.
I like people with the fact that seeing the similarities, but I'm not too happy about the trip. I don't.
You don't wanna go?
Somebody have to go to Holland and I don't. So, but if you can make something so you can find more about.
I'm going to Paris.
Here without having a trip, then, I would.
Okay, very good. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Name Van Nuys.
Most cities do have sister cities, if anybody knows.
Well, the reason we're bringing this up is to highlight the history of Van Nuys, and this would be a perfect opportunity to do just that. Focusing on where the founders of Van Nuys originally came from in the Netherlands. And so, for $150, we could educate our constituency about the history of Van Nuys. We spend more on food in one meeting,
Yeah.
but if it's such a contentious issue,
not.
I am so happy to table this.
Take
So,
the
I mean,
vote.
we've been arguing about it for 3 years. What's another few months? Radomir.
I think it's a great idea. I think you have to have a sister city because you need to find out what your roots are, what your history's about.
What
who you are
brothers?
as a human being, and then in order to move forward, you have to find out where you came from. And that's what this sister city's about. $150 is nothing.
It's nothing. I think you should spend 3,000. I
The-
don't think it's enough.
The president of North Hollywood has a very good point. Yes, sir.
I think it's really more of a matter of how much of an endeavor you really want to make this. If it's been going on for 3 years, it obviously isn't at the top of the table. You know, I'm not saying one way or another whether I think it's right or wrong. I think it's just you have to prioritize where it fits.
It's in the bottom of the list.
Yes, Mr. Secretary.
I stumbled and spent about 20 hours out at the Cal State Northridge Library reading the daily news and actually the LA Times from the founding of Van Nuys. Let's get this straight. Mr. Van Nuys is not the founder of Van Nuys. He is simply the namesake. A bunch of developers bought the ranch. They decided they would name it after him. It's a nice gesture. It's shown in all the old ads. I showed Carino the other day. They advertised with the opening of Van Nuys, and it's just called the Van Nuys Town Site. Just never got around to changing the
Change the
name.
name.
Named it Van
That
Nuys.
would be another problem.
Just a point of reference. This is Van Nuys' birthday. We'd like
Yes,
to take
Maria.
2 minutes to talk about that
Point out
earlier.
that,
So,
Mr. Van Nuys never lived park. Just like Eli Road never lives in any of his developments, he lives in Bel Air, Mr. Van Nuys lives in Hancock.
Duly noted. Thank you, Ms. Schertzer. We can vote on it. We can table it. I don't care either way. Yes, Maria.
For every board member to go, or are you just selecting one person to go?
Wait, the fact that the fact that we can barely get this out of this council, I don't think we're going to be planning a trip to the Netherlands anytime soon, especially as 20 of us going. I'm happy either way, council members. Whatever you guys want to
I
do.
think the city of Nuys is going to pay for a trip. Come and visit them.
All right. I have.
go for the vote.
All right. I make a motion.
Down dirty.
We adopt 8F as is and make Van Nuys, the Netherlands, our twin sister city.
I second it. Okay.
All right. We'll call for the vote, Mr. Secretary.
Good.
Mr. Thomas, President Thomas.
Yes.
Vice President Benson.
Yes.
Secretary Commissioner. Ms. Hawk.
Ms. Hop? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ms. Meyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Lazarovich.
Yes.
Mr. Martin. Representative Nutt.
That was
Yes.
a yes?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Kind of.
Clarify these for me. Ms. Skelton.
Yes.
Abstain.
Hey, he doesn't know.
Mr. Not here. Mr. Delacuesta.
Abstain.
He didn't know either. Somebody from the city.
Mr. Lynn. No. Mr. Luna.
Yes.
Ms. Raines.
Yes.
Mr. Roberts.
Yes.
Was a yes.
Yes.
Anyone I didn't call? Okay.
Congratulations, you got a sister.
There it goes. All right, 8G, the VNNC to submit a community impact statement on the supporting the creation of the City Health Commission. The LA City Council has adopted the motion and resolution to create a City Health Commission, and the VNNC would like to participate in this by submitting a community impact statement and possibly several names of people to serve from Van Nuys. So basically, the City Health Commission was created by the LA City Council. The reason I wanted to bring this up is so we support, if it passes the council, that we support the creation of this commission, that we could possibly also submit several names for people to serve. We could give them Dr. Weissman.
Stacy would like to be on the committee?
So this passed with flying colors through the LA City Council. I'd like to do a community impact statement so they can see us going on record, and we could possibly submit a couple constituents from Van Nuys to serve. That way we're duly represented. So do we have any discussion and debate on this? Yes, Mr. Luna, then Ms. Skelton.
I think there's a couple of important hospitals in the area. I think for something like this, it makes sense to have some representation from Van Nuys.
Very good. Maria?
So it's for right here in Van Nuys, we won't have to travel down.
No, this is it's a City of Los Angeles commission that they created, but I wanted this council to go on record supporting it, so then we would be considered to be able to appoint a few people to this commission. I believe there's 15 seats available, so maybe the president of Valley Press, you know, we could talk to President Jill Banks-Barad in Sherman Oaks, and maybe some of the people over there at what used to be the Grossman Burn Center, but the Sherman Oaks Hospital there, where they have the VANC meetings. It's just so we have say in what goes on downtown. So,
I think it's a great idea to be involved in it. Doesn't cost any money.
yes, Prina.
What, is there any more information about this City Health Commission as far as
What I could do is we could table this till next month, and I can pull together some language supporting it and get everyone an update on it.
I think it's on
We
the
don't have to
side.
act like right this second, but
When is the commission going to be appointed?
I don't know, but the sooner we act on it, the better. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is this a citywide commission?
Yes.
Because if it's a citywide commission, the mayor's going to appoint his people, the council people will appoint them, you'll have no input on who's going to be.
That's why I want to get the community impact statement on record, so we can at least submit something on letterhead saying we want the president of Valley Press to serve. We want, So Van Nuys is
Hospital or
Sherman Oaks
something.
Hospital. So I'm happy to table this, get more information to everyone, come up with like 4 or 5 sentences for the language, and vote on this next month. Do I have any objection to that?
No.
All right, so AG is tabled. All right, next up, this is kind of just a briefing. The VNNC is co-hosting and co-sponsoring the Senior Scam Stopper Seminar with Assemblymember Adrien Nazarian. Howard and Joseph and I are going to be the lead on this for staffing this council. It's this Friday, the 13th, at the Enardi Bernardi Senior Center. Anyone on the council that can come, that's fantastic.
Hours.
I believe
10 to
it.
10 to 2,
10
10
to
to 12.
10 to 12.
10 to 12.
And it's a great way to support our assembly member who has been with us since day one and is always helpful. So it's basically, there's nothing to vote on.
No,
Be there,
anybody
be
wants to
square.
come
Yeah.
is welcome.
So
The more
it's
the
Friday. I'll see you there, Miriam.
There's gonna be
This Friday, the 13th.
refreshments, foods,
It's going to be a hootenanny.
No?
No, it's going to be down the street at the Enardi Bernardi Senior Center.
Yeah,
All right.
for more information.
Good. Perfect.
You and,
I will be there with bells on. All right. Up next, the VNNC to establish the Standing Education Committee to meet monthly and address the concerns of our community. The VNNC Education Committee to meet with each principal of every private and public school in Van Nuys. Basically, Stacy is going to take a leadership role on education issues. We wanted to establish a standing committee, just like Joseph's Public Safety Committee, like the Executive Committee, like Carino's Plum Committee. Paul Anand has been going back and forth with the city attorney in regards to changing our bylaws for this. So this vote supporting this will start the process or continue the process, and like has always been the position of the council, if you are interested in an issue, you can run with it. So do we have any objection or discussion and debate on the education committee?
I think it's a very good idea. Reach out for the young people, maybe we can fill up the seat for,
I got a candidate.
This gentleman, yes, sir.
Put it in a public comment part, and Jason Ackerman on Museum Area Council, we have an education committee. So I would definitely encourage you guys to go for that. I'm also speaking briefly on behalf of, my friend, who is running for LA as the school board district chair for Patel. If you'd like to, he wants to implement a district-wide plan that he calls campus councils to help exactly you guys are doing the local schools and with the local neighborhood councils. I know you guys have an open lead seat. We'd like to be able to help you fill that. And also come up with a more comprehensive district-wide plan. Somebody asked tomorrow what she would do with a bunch of neighborhood council education committees, and Sherman Oaks is like, I don't know, I never thought of that. So we're grassroots, we're nonpartisan, and we're here to serve the students and empower LA.
Thank you, Mr. Ackerman. Any discussion and debate on the education committee, starting the process of establishing this? Going once. Yes, Radomir.
It was a great idea. I think the schools where the kids are at, that's where you get the basics of finding out
teach them about
what
government,
they are as human beings and what they're going to become as
law.
adults. And I think that's more neighbor councils to do something like that. And I would take back my neighbor council to do that.
There it is. You're inspiring, Stacy. You're inspirational.
I think I should say something. So, we're talking a lot about children, but I just want to make it clear that I'm going to try and distribute my time equally, not only through K through 12, but also in higher education, because I believe that's really important. And then not just like Van Nuys residents, but also residents with developmental disabilities and how they can access education. And I'm more for public education as opposed to private education. So I'm leaning more towards supporting more of the public schools, little less on the private, and that's where I stand. And then, did they get my ideas?
I will send them out.
Okay, so I typed up a memo, sort of, for all my ideas, and if you were at the executive meeting, I read some of them, but that's just some of my ideas. I've already started coming up with more, so you guys should check out that memo.
I'll send it out, Stacy.
Okay.
Without further ado, I make a motion, we adopt the language for 8I and vote on it.
Seconded.
All right, Mr. Secretary, I call for the vote. Lazarovitz seconded.
President Thomas?
Yes.
President Benjamin?
Yes.
Secretary Gentry, aye. Ms. Pop? Ms. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Meyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lazarovich?
Yes.
Mr. Martin? Yes. Ms. Shelton?
Not here.
President Stegler?
She is not here.
Absent.
Please help me, whether or not it's everybody else. Mr. Anand is not. Mr. Delaquesta?
Yes.
Mr. Lynn?
Yes.
Mr. Luna?
Yes.
Ms. Raines?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
It passes.
Very good. 8J, the VNNC to start planning the holiday party on December 9th, 2015. The VNNC to also come up with a plan for decorating the boulevard. I went with the Howard to the storage today and saw a plethora of wreaths, a cornucopia, if you will. And I would be happy to help Candido and whoever else put those up right after Thanksgiving.
Well, Mr. President, that, we need a more, a wider plan.
But I want those wreaths out this year
What I'd like to do is wait till the election, because one.
and then see who we're working with.
Let's just see, one more month that we can.
Fair enough. That's cool. I have no objection to that.
We gotta get those all,
But I will personally be helping whoever wants to join the fun in getting those wreaths up. There's no sense in them
George?
sitting in storage. Yes, Karina.